What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is going to be your review for the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 12, episode 6. So we start off. We have Porsha. You know, she got stuck in Philly and had to get home. So Marlo and Kenya decided they're gonna, do something really nice for her. Basically, try to cheer her up. They're gonna have fattening food. They're gonna have some libations, massages, and just try to make it a nice situation. So that's what they decided they're gonna do. So then we have we see Sheree talking to her daughter, and she was talking about how she was embarrassed. The paparazzi got a picture. Well, I ain't gonna say the paparazzi, child. Bravo did that. Anyway, they got a picture of her sitting out there by herself crying, child. And she said she's humiliated. She said at the end of the day, she's not sure she's ready to give up on Tyrone. She said he called her the next day, like, hey, girl, what's up? Hey, boo. And she was like, how you just gonna call me like ain't nothing happened? Like, you ain't leave me sitting outside at the cafe down to the Philadelphia with no phone, no text, no nothing. And so she said at the very least, I feel like he should have hit me with a, let me tell you what happened. I'm so sorry. And he didn't. So she said that he's, called her a couple of times and texted her, but she's just not taking his calls and stuff. And, and I get, listen, it's real easy for people on the outside of a situation to tell somebody what they should do when they on the inside. And I'm not saying that people don't have the right idea, but it's just not always as easy as it sounds. And she done put a whole lot into this. She was public about the fact that she was dating a man in jail. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to it. It's a lot to it. But, so she said she's not sure she's ready to give up on it. It is what it is. So then we see Sheree, nope. We see Kenya and Drew having lunch, and they are actually in a really good place. They had a really nice lunch. They even made a joke about last year with who was paying, because Kenya was ordering everything on the menu. It looks like they're at one of those restaurants where you cook your own food. Looks like they have like a little situation in the middle where they can make whatever they making. Listen, those are some cute concepts, but if I wanted to cook, I'd stay home. I'm just saying. I went to a restaurant like that, and it was really nice. But if I wanted to cook, I'd stay home. Anyway, so they are having a really good conversation. They're talking about getting the kids together. And, and Kenya was like, I really wish this is the relationship I could have had with Drew last year. Because, we kind of have similar situations with our husband. We both have young kids. And she even said to Drew, if I overstepped and I kind of came at your husband a little hard, I apologize. And Drew was like, girl, no, I appreciate the fact that you had said what you had said, because you were saying what I was thinking. And so, I appreciate you for speaking up for me, and I appreciate you for stepping in that moment. And I feel like they sort of bonded over that a little bit. So then they talked about Sanya and the situation with Sanya. And Kenya was like, well, girl, because what's her name? Drew said she felt a little sideswiped by the whole situation with Sanya right at the end of the trip. And Kenya was like, well, girl, she did talk to me a little bit, about it. The drop it with Drew thing. And, y'all just need to talk. Y'all need to talk. And Drew was like, but we were supposed to be friends. We were supposed to be cool. Like, she could have had that conversation with me. Like, she ain't had to try to call me out in front of everybody. Like, They did talk about the whole Candy thing with the sex thing. And Kenya was saying, like, she just felt like it was a bit much with the vibrating panties. And it was just too much. And Drew said, listen, I was just trying to be, I was just trying to be a good sport about it. I was just trying to be a team player. And I've already said what I have to say about Candy and her sex, leading with sex on this New York trip. I'm not going to keep beating that dead horse. I already said what I have to say about that. So they find out that Sanya is having a photo shoot for her mommy blog. And she had invited Kenya, Candy, but she had invited Drew, but then she uninvited Drew, saying basically, I feel like me and you need to talk, and I don't think that my work event is the appropriate place for us to have that conversation. And so, I don't really want it to be no distraction. So maybe me and you can talk later, clear the air. So I was like, damn, you invited her, then you uninvited her? That is some bold stuff right there. Now, she didn't invite Marlo and she did not invite Sheree. Now, at first I was like, well, maybe she only invited the mothers. But Sheree a mama? I mean, she don't have little kids, but, you know, she a mama. Now, I feel like that's what, because later on it's going to come up about why she only invited them and she didn't invite Marlo and Sheree. And Sanya, I feel like that could have been your viable excuse as to why you did not invite Sheree and Marlo, because they don't have young kids. Your blog is for single mothers with churn, and they don't have no churn. But it still doesn't matter because you invited these people to a photo shoot. All you wanted them to do was wear your merch and take pictures so you could put it on your website. So you could say you had these celebrity friends up on your website. And maybe out of the cast, listen, I didn't agree with Marlo on a whole lot of shit she said this episode. But on this one, I was like, maybe she wanted the most quote-unquote famous ladies that's on the cast. You know, Kenya and Candy, you know, they got crossover. So maybe that's what it was. I don't know. But anyway, that's who's invited to the photo shoot. So we get to the photo shoot and Candy shows up and Kenya shows up. Now, Candy knew she was going to be a part of the photo shoot. Kenya claims that she didn't know. Kenya claims that ain't nobody tell her. And Sanya was like, yeah, you know, I want you going to model my merch for me for put on my website. She talking about something for her Black Friday sale. Kenya was like, damn, I'm going to be on sale. Like, I'm the Black Friday sale. Like, it can't even be, like, we can't even have like a regular sale. Like, dang. She said, girl, you might need to talk to my agent. Like, how you just going to, and I said, Sanya, you really pulled the okie doke. Like, you knew what you was doing. You ain't tell Kenya that she was supposed to be modeling for the pictures, hoping that once she got there, she wouldn't want to back out of it. Girl, I see you, you see me, we see each other. How you gonna just invite that woman and not tell her she's supposed to be modeling? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, she talks Candy into doing, she talks Kenya into doing it. So they take the pictures and all that. I mean, they were just wearing sweatsuits and it was cute or whatever. So then they talked about, you know, of course, you know, they had to talk. So then they talked about what was going on, you know, with the Drew situation and why she uninvited Drew and why she just felt like that wouldn't have been the best place to have a conversation. And then she was saying how, you know, she's going to have a Jamaican dinner. She's going to have her mom cook. You know, help the ladies, teach the ladies how to cook a Jamaican dish. And she thought that would be a fun activity. And then she would invite Drew, and then maybe at a certain point in the evening, they could step aside and have a conversation. Now, listen, I get it. We filming a TV show. I get that part of it. But why we got to have events to have conversations with people? Pick up the phone and say, girl, I'm on my way over. I'm bringing a bottle of wine. Let's work this out. Like, you can still take the cameras. I'm like, why do we have to have events where you have to go to the side to have these dramatic conversations in the middle of an event? But whatever. Candy gonna say, yeah, girl, because I want to see what your house look like. Really, Candy? I thought Candy was gonna say she didn't care as long as it was gonna be food, because you know Candy don't, you know Candy like, y'all know what I'm saying. And so anyway, that's what had happened. She's not gonna have it at her house because she said she still don't have all her furniture and stuff. Because I do know that with the Ronnie Ron, furniture was being pushed back and everything. So she was trying to get work done at her house, child, and everything was being pushed back. So I do know that. So, that's what they have happening with that. Okay, so now we are getting ready for, Marlo is having this event for Sheree at her house. So she invited she has a guy there that's going to do foot massages. She's got all this food laid out. She invited her Fendi buyer. So her house is just decked out with all this Fendi. Which I thought was nice. But did you tell Sheree to bring her credit card? Anyway, so Kenya calls and tells Marlo that she can't make it because she's sick. Now, she does have a face full of makeup and a head full of hair. But what she said was, I tried to make it and I'm not going to be able to make it because I am sick. Now, here's the part that pissed me off about this whole situation. Immediately, Marlo goes to, she's faking, she don't want to come. Why would she leave me hanging? She don't support Sheree. And I'm thinking, in the world that we live in right now, when somebody call you and say they sick and they're not coming to an event, you should be thankful and be like, I appreciate you not wanting to get me and my whole family sick. Because at this point in the game, until you take a test and find out whether you are positive or negative, you don't need to be running around and being in people's faces. And I didn't understand why Marlo went left. I don't understand why her thought automatically went to Sheree just flaking, she lying, she really, she don't want to come, or if she don't want to support Sheree. Like, I didn't understand where Marlo went with that. But Marlo went there, and she goes even deeper, so we'll keep there in a minute. So she told Marlo, Drew's going to bring the stuff by. The stuff that I was going to bring, she's going to bring the stuff by. Now, I'm thinking Drew is dropping off, some food or picked up a cake from the bakery or something. Drew done bought ingredients, and they are sitting in Marlo's kitchen making cupcakes. And Marlo was like, this is so sweet of Drew. I mean, she's not even invited because this is for single people only, and she's married, and her and Sheree ain't even cool like that. And she came and she, helped me, make the cupcakes and help me get ready. And Sheree is supposed to be, Kenya's supposed to be Sheree buddy, and she left her hanging. And I was like, why are we doing this, Marlo? Like, are you this desperate for a storyline? Like, are you this? Because this is so stupid to me. This whole storyline about Kenya not showing up for Sheree, when Kenya is literally telling you, I am sick. I ain't never seen nobody. Anyway. And you can hear it in Kenya's voice. Like, you can hear that Kenya was sick. Anyway. So, while this is going on, Sanya is at the grocery store with her mom and they shopping. And she's telling her mom about the situation with Drew. Because Drew basically has said, no thank you, I don't want to come. Like, you uninvited me from your little mommy event. I don't want to come to your little dinner. Like, if you, and she told Marlo, like, I wasn't good enough to come to your mommy event, but now all of a sudden now I'm good enough to come to your dinner event. Nah, I'm good. I don't even need to do that. I'm good. And so Sanya's telling her mom about the situation with Drew, and she like, yeah, because they about to see the real Sanya. They about to see the real Sanya, and her mama was like, yeah, because they don't want that. They don't want her to come out. They don't want her to come out. I said, oh, Lord, here we go. We got another Mama Joyce. We got another Mama Joyce. She in here hyping her ass up. Girl. Sanya, I like you. I think you're doing a lot, but I mean, I don't dislike you, girl, but you doing a lot. You doing a lot, okay? So back over to Marlo house, they sent a driver to go pick Sheree up. So Sheree throws some clothes on. They got her blindfolded. They, and the driver takes her all the way to, to Marlo's house or whatever. She gets there. And of course, she's surprised and she's happy. And she gets in there and they got the Fendi buyer. And she picking up all this stuff. Her bill gonna come to $10,000 or $11,000. And she was like, damn, I thought Marlo was picking up something. I said the same thing. Like, that's cute and all to have a Fendi buyer here. But who know if I got Fendi money? Because I was sitting there the whole time thinking, did Sheree got this? Sheree gonna be able to pay? I'm just wondering. But it was cute though. I mean, it was cute to be, try on all the stuff and take pictures. Because that's all I would have been doing is trying on the stuff and taking pictures. Anyway. So, then they get to talking, and here go Marlo getting in Sheree's head. Well, Kenya was supposed to come, but she called me to say she was sick. But she had a face full of makeup. Her face was beat. I don't think she was sick. Why she wouldn't do that? Why she wouldn't be here to support you? I don't understand why she's not supporting you. Why would she do that? And I was like, Marlo, why are you turning this into a thing? Because it's not a thing. It's not. Kenya was sick. That is it. That is all. So then they got to talking about, so then she had a heart-to-heart with Sheree and told Sheree, listen, let me adjust your crown, sister. Now, this part I did appreciate. She said, you are better than this, and you can do better than this. Tyrone does not deserve you, and it is okay to walk away. Like, you do not owe him anything. You do not owe, you do not have to make this a thing. It is okay to walk away, okay? So, listen. Hold your head up, and we're going to find you a real man, because Tyrone ain't the answer. And then they just sat around and ate and had some drinks and, of course, talk shit And now Sheree is all in her feelings, thinking that, you know, Kenya didn't have her back and Kenya wasn't there for her. So, child. So now we're going to the Jamaican event. Sanya has a place reserved. She got a steel drum player. She's got it decorated really nice. It looks like we're in, you know, Jamaica and all of that. Her mom is coming in and she's got aprons made for everybody. And it was really nice. Now, of course, y'all know how these ladies do. Some of them was dressed like they was getting ready to cook. And some of them was dressed like they was about to hit the runway. Candy had asked could she bring her mama. So Mama Joyce was there. And again, they were having a good time. You know, they were wondering, you know, everybody was like, why isn't Drew here? Why isn't Drew here? And Sanya said, you know, Drew changed her mind. She told me that she, you know, didn't want to come because she got uninvited to my other event. And so she ain't feel the need to come to this event. And Sanya was like, okay. So they're getting the cooking and everything. And Kenya is there, so of course Marlo is like, oh, so you had time to come tonight, but you couldn't come before. Oh, you could come now, but you couldn't come last night. Oh, well, you was sick last night, but you're not sick now. And Kenya was like, girl, listen, I wasn't feeling well. I called my doctor. My doctor told me not to go anywhere until I took a test. I took a test. I'm here today because my test was negative. Well, you had a face full of makeup. Your face was beat. Because I was trying to come. I was literally up, getting dressed, getting ready to come, and I was getting sick. And so she said, don't question me. Don't question my loyalty. Don't question my friendship. Because I was, you know, I was there for Sheree. Like, don't do that to me. Then Sheree got mad because Kenya had told Candy and Sanya what happened when they were at the photo shoot. So Sheree was like, oh, Candy, do you know what happened? And Candy was like, well, yeah, Sheree told me. I mean, Kenya told me. And Kenya was like, oh, I didn't know it was a secret. Like, did you not want me to say anything? And Sheree was like, oh, you knew and you didn't call to check on me? Like, I figured you would have called to check on me. Sheree, this is what I'm going to need you to stop doing or not do. I'm going to need you to not act like you're the only person that's ever had her heart broken. And I'm going to need you to act like you ain't see this coming 5 miles away when Tyrone ass was on house arrest in Philadelphia and you was living in Atlanta. Stop acting like somebody owe you something. Like Candy said, I was waiting for you to call me because I ain't know, like, you know, I ain't know. So she was like, well, this is 2 strikes. I mean, you was strike 1, you know, strike 2. You supposed to be my friend. Like, this is about to be strike 3. Girl, strike 3, what? Girl, please. Anyway, strike 3, whatever. And so I was just sitting here like, y'all are really doing the most right now. So then, Marlo and Sheree go outside to have a drink away from the rest of the ladies. And of course, they're talking stone cold shit about Candy, about Kenya, who not being friends, who not being loyal. And they are really holding on to this whole... They was even talking about Sanya because they were like, well, why didn't we get invited to the mommy event? Is it because we don't have enough followers? You know, you pick the people that have the most followers to be there. And Sanya was like, what? She was like, I just didn't. Now, again, Sanya, I am a little interested in finding out why. But this whole thing with Kenya, I think is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. You being mad at Candy, girl, you just want to have a problem with Candy. Because I see both sides of that coin, but you just want to have a problem with Candy. And so last but not least, while we sitting there, who come walking up? Johnny come lately. Because by the time she come walking up, they about to eat the damn food. Drew. So the production must have called Drew and said, if you don't get your ass over to that damn kitchen and cook you some damn curry chicken and sit down and have a moment with Sanya, because she was late. I mean, late. But she showed up, but that's where the episode ended. So I will have to keep y'all posted and let y'all know. Talk to y'all later. Peace.